Coming up on the news at 5, protests across the country and here in Alaska to let their voices be heard. What you need to know. And the Senate has passed a budget blueprint. We have reaction. Later, reaction to the tariffs placed by the White House is still coming in. The latest details.
You're watching Alaska's news source.
People gathered across all 50 states and in our nation's capital today to make their feelings known about President Donald Trump and his administration. 50-51. It's a movement across the nation that's sparking protests across the country, aiming for one per state, using the slogan "hands off" to demand the end of, quote, executive overreach, end quote, and seeking to uphold the Constitution. Anchorage streets were full of thousands. Protesters gathered first in Town Square Park in downtown to kick off a march through the streets. Alaskans hoisted signs concerned with Medicaid coverage and Social Security, veterans, LGBTQ plus rights, abortion access, upholding constitutional democracy, and billionaire Elon Musk's role in recent government controversies.
Justice delayed! Justice denied! Justice delayed! Justice denied! Justice delayed!
The sounds of protesters in Anchorage tonight echoed throughout downtown. Streets including chants from a smaller group outside of Anchorage Police Headquarters. Protesters demanding justice for Kenyon Baker, a 16-year-old boy who was shot and later died in the hospital back in October of 2024. The justice the group is seeking, described by Baker's mother, Shannon Nelson, who says she's been waiting for more answers about the investigation into her son's death since first learning he was in the hospital. Nelson believes her son's Indigenous identity and their residence in Mountain View has something to do with it.
I feel like as an Indigenous woman, we're only a statistic. I don't want my son to be another statistic. I feel he needs justice. I would like them to do their due diligence in finding the murderer to my son, which is doing everything in their possible cause to make an arrest.
We reached out to APD regarding Baker's case, but have yet to hear back. The Anchorage delegation held their annual town hall on the UAA campus this afternoon, drawing hundreds who wanted to speak directly to their legislatures. For many of those who spoke, education was their key concern for the state, pushing for increased funding and defined benefits for teachers. Many of those in the crowd wore red as part of National Red for Ed movement. The town hall included state senators and representatives on both sides of the aisle. The town hall is just half week after key education legislation, House Bill 69, advanced on from the Education Committee in the state Senate.
The reality is that our schools aren't failing, they're starving. And the testimony that people are giving is to speak power to that, to speak truth to that, and to help their legislators understand the importance of eliminating the starvation as it has existed, picking a different path, and fully supporting our schools with at least a $1,000 BSA increase.
In addition to education, concerned residents spoke on commerce, state revenue, and other issues affecting Anchorage and the state of Alaska. And now let's head over to the Weather Center for a first look at the forecast with Christina Campbell.
A lot of cloudy skies out there across the south central region and for most of the state, for that matter. And across the south central, that avalanche warning expected to expire here in the next minute or two, but it could be extended for tomorrow, though. The forecast is still expected to be at level 3, which is considerable. So there's still danger out there, quite some danger from both human trigger danger and natural avalanches likely in and around western Portage Valley, Whittier, Turnagain Pass, Moose Pass, all those areas. If you're going to be out on snow machines or skiing, you really need to be careful, and it's not advised that you do so. Also, travel could be extremely dangerous. In the meantime, windy weather expected for parts of the interior. There is an advisory in effect for the eastern Alaska range. Gusts there could be as high as 55 miles per hour. We still have very active weather moving across the south central region. Anchorage, light sprinkles with snow and mixed precipitation at the higher elevations, but boy, you see all that wet weather hitting the windward windward sides of the mountain ranges Seward to Cordova. And as we look ahead, all this active weather will continue for the south central region, the southeast, and the North Gulf Coast. But take a look at Nome to Bethel to Unalaska, clear skies and cooler than average temperatures in the forecast. Here's the current temperatures and what we're looking at across the state right now. And as we look ahead, again, expect more active weather. I'll have the details coming up in the full weather forecast.
Thank you so much, Christina. We'll see you in just a little bit. And the political battle lines are drawn for a debate in Washington and beyond over a Republican budget plan. The plan is a cornerstone of President Donald Trump's domestic agenda. That plan was approved by the GOP-controlled Senate that ended early Saturday. Republicans hope to leverage their position of power in Washington to enact as much as $7 trillion in tax breaks, boost border security for mass deportation, and cut government funding. During the debate, Democrats offered a preview of the political attacks likely coming during the lead up to the final vote this summer and through the 2026 campaign. Senator Lisa Murkowski voted in favor of the Senate budget plan and released a statement on social media saying in part, quote, "I support the extension of President Trump's tax cuts and look forward to a reconciliation measure that will boost Alaska's resource production." Senator Dan Sullivan also voted in favor, releasing a statement on social media saying in part, quote, "I offered a simple amendment to the Senate budget resolution, the first of the night, calling for protecting Medicaid, particularly for the most vulnerable," end quote. And if you're feeling uncertain about the economy, you're in good company. The ongoing global trade war and fears of a recession are rocking the stock market. The March jobs report is stronger than expected, but could it be the calm before the storm? Sherelle Hubbard has more on the latest economic insights.
U.S. stocks plunged again Friday after China retaliated against the United States for President Donald Trump's latest tariffs.
This week, Donald Trump made one of the dumbest decisions he's ever made as president, and that is saying a whole lot.
In response to Trump's newest 34% tariff on Chinese imports, China said it will impose a reciprocal 34% tariff on all imports from the U.S. starting April 10th. This is the second day that U.S. markets have tumbled since President Trump made his April 2nd announcement of sweeping tariffs on practically all U.S. imports, vowing to make America wealthy again.
Now it's our turn to prosper.
The latest jobs report from the Bureau of Labor Statistics Friday showed the U.S. job market did do better than expected last month, but analysts say things could change soon, citing recent economic data that suggests layoffs and overall uncertainty could rise due to Trump's policies. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell warned that inflation is likely to pick up as well.
We face a highly uncertain outlook with elevated risks of both higher unemployment and higher inflation.
One economist says consumers are already feeling it.
They're feeling it in their 401ks. They're feeling it in their retirement accounts.
Some are questioning the end game of the global tit for tat.
How long is this short-term pain going to be? I don't think we really know, but I'm worried that we're about to find out.
I'm Sherelle Hubbard reporting.
And still to come on the news at 5, more than 150 women-owned businesses got together in Fairbanks. We'll tell you why. And avalanche season isn't over quite yet. We have where new warnings are being issued.
You're watching Alaska's news source.
Covering the interior, the 2025 Women's Affair kicked off this weekend. Kurt Chavez was there and has more.
More than 150 women-owned businesses have come here to the Carlson Center to interact with the community. The event brings in over 3,000 visitors each year and is a great way to showcase the community in Fairbanks. Many of the businesses offer shopping gifts exclusively at the trade show.
Our sponsor, Borealis Med Spa, so great services as far as health and beauty from them. Then we've got a couple of different clothing boutiques. We've got nonprofits. We've got a lot of jewelry, lots of tasty treats, lots of good stuff to eat for sure.
The Borealis Med Spa booth is also offering prizes of their own.
We're also doing a giveaway, a $200 giveaway today off of any service. We do lasers, microneedling, Botox filler.
The event will last up until Sunday evening, where tickets can be purchased for $5 at the front door. Kirk Chavez, Alaska's news source.
Wet weather for the south central region and an ease up on the snow on the west. I'll have all the details coming up in just a bit. But for now, we're going to take a look at our daylight hours. Over 14 hours for Fairbanks with a sunrise at 6:50. Juneau also has a really early sunrise at 6:12. And Bethel, you're looking at 7:56 with 13 hours 43 minutes. I'll be right back with that forecast. Stay with us.
Thanks for listening. Click subscribe so you can get the latest podcast from Alaska's news source automatically. And stay up to date with breaking news and in-depth reporting available for free 24/7 with the Alaska's news source app.